October 6th, part of CBS Premiere Week.
Live from Augusta, we're watching News 1226 at 11.
The First Alert weather team busy all afternoon as severe storms drench that afternoon ride home. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Held tracking all of those at the timing, and certainly watching as we got reports of damage following that line of weather this afternoon. But we start tonight with Burke County Sheriff Alfonso Williams facing 4 now. And take a look at this video. This is right next to the Augusta National Golf Club, West Vineland there. And you can see this big pine tree came down as those storms moved through our area this afternoon. I took this video in McDuffie County on the way to work, a shelf cloud there, and the interstate. Heavy rains. We were dealing with flash flooding here, Riley.
We definitely were, Brett. We had a number of different severe weather reports across the region. We had some trees reported down up near Mistletoe State Park. There's the shelf cloud from our Thurman Dam cam. So, yeah, we had some pretty powerful storms out there and some very efficient rainmakers, too. So we saw significant rain here around North Augusta and Augusta, where rain totals were anywhere from 4 to 7 inches, and that was just over a 2 to 3 hour time frame. So no surprise, we did have a number of issues here across the metro, flooded roads, and even had to shut down exit 1 in the exit ramps there earlier this afternoon. Now, things have quieted down. No active alerts to mention at the moment. We are still tracking some rain in places like Barnwell, Bamberg, Allendale County, and then a few rumbles of thunder the further west you get closer to Wilkes, Tolliver, and also Hancock County. So we're kind of in between some showers at the moment here in town in Augusta, but this is going to be our continued setup and what it's been all week long. We have our Bermuda high off the southeast coast. That's continuing that southeasterly flow, and that's keeping the heat and moisture in place. We heat that up throughout the day, and that's what's going to help produce those storm chances over the next several afternoons. Now, heading into tomorrow morning, there could be some patchy, dense fog out there, so I want to make sure you're being safe out at the bus stop, heading on that morning commute. Not expecting this fog to last too much past sunrise, just an hour or so. Then we should see those conditions improve as we get later into the morning. So out to the bus stop, temperature-wise, low 70s. It's going to be pretty muggy out there. There could definitely be some fog around in some spots, but it's going to be into the afternoon. We have to keep an eye to the sky for those summer storms once again. Have a full look at your Friday and weekend in just a second.
Riley, thanks. New tonight, the Richmond County Sheriff's Office is searching for a man who got in a fight and then stole the victim's car. 24-year-old Marlo Rouse is who deputies are searching for. This happened on Baywood Drive earlier today. The car, a blue Hyundai, that's the license plate there on your screen. If you know where that car is, where that man is, you're asked to call the Richmond County Sheriff's Office. This escaped inmate, well, he is back in jail tonight, found right over the state line in South Carolina after getting free in Richmond County. This 40-year-old Christopher Craig, he was in jail for violent charges, including aggravated assault and drug charges. He was found in North Augusta on Kings Tree Road today after escaping on Monday. SOAR Academy finishing its journey to rebuild after Hurricane Helene. Today, they celebrated with this ribbon cutting. SOAR! To learning out of a spare room in the back of a church, the Augusta Private School stayed strong. Despite the challenges, the new school helps students learn in a different place. Now they can do it in the building that they never wanted to leave.
It feels incredibly surreal. Over the past 15 years, I think we've had 4 ribbon cuttings. As we've grown, we've rented larger space, but to know we're finally home and we own a space that hundreds of students in the CSRA will grow and contribute to their community. It's just a huge blessing. It's really hard to describe.
Well, good for them. We have a link to learn more about the SOAR Academy on our website. Just go to wrdw.com and the search bar type SOAR. We are on your side tracking concerns about the damage at the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in downtown. Robbie, thanks. We've learned Big Oak Park will be closed for a while. Augusta's Parks and Recreation Department working on upgrades there, including a new bathroom facility, new pickleball courts, and upgrades to the current basketball court. If you need school supplies still, this weekend's a good time to go and get them in South Carolina. You can see it's a tax-free weekend. It starts tomorrow, finishes on Sunday. School supplies, technology, clothes, shoes, some bed and bath items, all tax-free. Get this, you can shop in person there and online. Riley?
Well, heading out to the bus stop tomorrow morning, watch out for some patchy fog, and then heading home from school, we'll likely be dodging more of those summer thunderstorms. High temps tomorrow reaching the low 90s, not too far away from average. Have a look at your rest of your Friday and weekend coming up next.
Hot, fresh, ready when you are. Grab a breakfast burrito, corn dogs, or pepperoni pizza with our new value deals. Just $4, $5, or $6 at Parker's Kitchen.
For more than 3 years, questions in Burke County kept piling up.
Now the I-team uncovered another DUI case.
Yet another case of family violence that has seemingly been altered. And 12 on Your Side investigates kept digging, looking deeper, and found a pattern.
If this was any resident in Burke County, they would be one of them.
Now Sheriff Alfonso Williams has been indicted as federal authorities take action. That's what it takes. Patient, persistent journalism. 3 years, one truth. 12 on Your Side investigates.
I've investigated cases of sex.
We had wild weather here today, but not quite as wild as they saw in Columbia, South Carolina. And take a look at this video of Williams-Brice Stadium, and watch what it caught. Like the finger of God coming down right there on top of the Gamecock Stadium. We also heard today that there was a report of someone struck by lightning in Lexington County, obviously not far from Columbia. Luckily, those strong storms and flash flood. They had water rescues in Columbia today, I saw.
They did in the, I believe it's called Whaley Street, Whaley Street, Whaley Street. Saw significant flooding there, and they had torrential downpours like we had this afternoon, but we know Columbia just floods so easily, especially in those very flood-prone areas. But this is in North Augusta. We had our fair share of some flooding, too.
We sure did, and thankfully no reports we heard of water rescues, but certainly some trees down, like we showed you earlier in the news, and I know there were some down by out at the lake.
Yes, up by Mistletoe State Park. I believe it was 3 different reports kind of through southern Lincoln County. So it was that severe warm cell that we had the time lapse of earlier.
That's clouds you captured.
That was. So that was that storm that raced across the lake. But before it got to our camera view there on the Thurman Dam, it caused some pretty significant tree damage, knocked out power to a lot of people around Pollard's Corner area there in northern Columbia County. Take a look at this picture. This was a viewer photo sent in by Ryan Newsom. This is off Lake Terrace Drive in Augusta. This is near the Lake Olmsted area. And yeah, they actually had the kayaks out in this in a different picture that he sent in. Thank you, Ryan, for sending in this picture for us, because this really helps us verify what we do see on radar. And if there is any type of damage around the area in the wake of these storms, if you can snap a quick picture or video, we can send that to the National Weather Service so they can make an official storm report. So if you need to make an insurance claim, anything like that, then you'll always be able to locate that storm report in the National Weather Service database. But did see some insane rain totals out there earlier. If you missed earlier, we were saying 4 to 7 inches fell between Augusta and North Augusta. Here's a current look at the radar network, where we're still battling some rain in some places like Washington, Johnson, Hancock County, Wilkes County. You may get clipped by this late night thunderstorm, and then just some very light showers across Barnwell and Vandenberg County. Live look outside of our SRP Park camera, 13th Street Bridge. Our temperatures have cooled off a good bit. Right now we're at 73 degrees. And you can see we're close to that dew point. So once that temperature hits the dew point, that means we're 100% saturated, and that's where the threat for some fog does come into play as we get into late tonight, early tomorrow. So if you're going to be up with the sun, that sun rises at 6:45 a.m. tomorrow morning. Temps will most likely stay in the low 70s right at daybreak, and if we do have any patchy dense fog, shouldn't last too much past around 8, 9 a.m. out there tomorrow. But just be safe on that morning commute. Here's a look at the rest of your Friday. We are looking at later to the afternoon for the potential of some more of those summer thunderstorms. They're going to be riding along the sea breeze front, so starting in the eastern CS array and then gradually pushing towards the north and west. So expecting hit or miss coverage of those thunderstorms tomorrow. May not be necessarily as numerous as what we did see earlier this afternoon, but still want to make sure you are staying weather aware. Saturday doesn't look all that different. Expecting generally dry weather early, but later into the afternoon, those summer storms will be riding that sea breeze showers again and could potentially be more scattered in nature by Saturday. And that's when we bring back that low and flood risk again heading into the first half of the weekend. Now for Sunday, it just looks maybe a degree warmer, not expecting a huge difference. Still anticipating the threat for a few of those late day thunderstorms on Sunday, but just going to hang on to this relatively hot and humid weather pattern over the next several days. And with so much moisture in our atmosphere, well, that keeps the threat for some of these isolated flooding issues. We may not necessarily see as great a coverage as storms Friday, but by Saturday, we are bringing back that marginal flood risk. So continue to have that first alert weather app close by for any outdoor plans you may have over the next few days. Full look at the 7-day just shows temperatures warming up a little bit heading past the weekend. And by the middle of next week, we do look at to be a little bit drier.
Riley thinks, all right, before we go to break, let's show you. Look, I think they listened at 10 o'clock. They turned on more lights. You're looking at Chicago, the Windy City, and your winning lottery numbers today. If you played, good luck.
Your news, your way. Download the all-new WRDW News app today.
Do you have wall cracks, sagging floors, or musty smells? Call Canty Foundation Specialists for solutions to protect your home and family for years to come.
Why did the house fall down?
I don't know.
Because you didn't call my dad.
It's bow time. When the FDA approved a new seasonal flu vaccine, a vaccine from Moderna, it was approved for adults 50 and older. It should be available by this flu season. Data suggests the vaccine is more effective than the normal flu vaccine. It's the first flu vaccine to use mRNA technology. That is what Pfizer and Moderna used in their COVID-19 vaccines.
The farther ahead you have to plan to grow it, the farther ahead you have to predict what strains are going to be in there, which means your risk of a mismatch in strains is going to be higher. With mRNA vaccines, you can produce them much more quickly, means you can also update the vaccine more efficiently.
And for all of you who like to know where the sausage comes from, most flu vaccines are still grown in chicken eggs, and that takes months to do. A record number of adults under 35 years old are still living with their parents. A report of census data shows more than 25 million adult children lived with their parents last year. This comes with major affordability issues in the U.S. The good news is most of those younger adults are working, living at home, can avoid going into debt and build savings. But moving back home can also come with its own challenges.
Have to treat it like an adult-adult relationship if you move back in, not like an adult-child relationship. Start by setting the house ground rules. That's who's going to do the chores. Support does not equal control, and you don't want it to.
Well, experts say any assistance can't come at the expense of parents' own financial security, and that it is important to have financial ground rules for helping with rent and utilities and setting money aside to move out. Coming up in sports, North Augusta girls basketball getting some new bling. Hayden is here to show you the ring. Yellow Jackets. Sports is next when we come back.
News. First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group. On your sideline.
Sponsored by Chandler Law Firm.
Well, not many programs have seen success in high school football at the level that Thompson has in their history. And it's that success that has fueled the Bulldogs to countless wins on the gridiron. The Dogs are coming off the heels of another quarterfinal playoff appearance, but unable to get back to the promised land. The team returning a good amount of starters like senior quarterback and running back Zay Brinson, who rushed for nearly 400 yards and 10 total touchdowns. And to have the experience that Coach Youngblood has coming back, well, that makes his job just a little bit easier.
It's nothing like Friday Night Lights. It's nothing like being in the Brickyard. It's nothing like having those big game experiences that we've had here previously. And for those kids to have an opportunity to play in that now, they're not shy. You know, they're not going to get starstruck. And hopefully they will continuously get better day in and day out. And, you know, that's been our thing. We have something called Between the Bricks, and we're just trying to make sure that we take care of everything that we can between our bricks.
Well, the Bulldogs get their season underway on August 21st on the road at Prince Avenue Christian. It was just 5 months ago, nearly to the date, that North Augusta's girls basketball team brought home a state championship. Earlier this evening, the team gathering together to receive their championship rings. Joined alongside recently retired head coach Al Young, the team sporting some of that new bling on their fingers. The Yellow Jackets completing that near perfect season at 28-1 with a state championship in March, winning over West Side out of Anderson 63-50. For some of these players, it was their third championship in 4 years, meaning they knew these had to be special.
We showed up and sat in one of the conference rooms here in the school, and everybody was yelling out ideas, and they made some choices, and they wanted to do something different. We've had gold ones and silver ones, and they wanted something that was totally unique.
I definitely think they're awesome. I love the black because, Mika, you got gold and silver, so this is different. I can't wait to put them beside each other.
And that is one of the benefits of having multiple state championship rings. Well, it's year number 11 for Coach Smart and company in Athens. The Bulldogs beginning their 2-week fall training camp and looking to put their players to the test before the start of a new year. The Dogs coming off their second consecutive SEC championship, along with an 11-1 regular season record. But, of course, that loss to Ole Miss in the Sugar Bowl putting a damper on things. Heading into a new season with new and familiar faces, Coach Smart is ready to wash all that away and get his players focused on today.
Kick off what we call training camp. And what is the purpose of training camp? To subtract some things from your life so that you can add some things. Everybody's heard of addition by subtraction. I'm asking each player to have some addition by subtraction. What are you going to do for the next 12 to 14 days that you're technically in camp? Camp's really longer than that for us, but those are the number of days that you're not in your normal bed. We have to test toughness, and a word we talk about a lot around here is grit, and we got to find out what kind of grit we got during this camp, so when we get in these fourth quarter battles, we can win them.
Like Kirby said, right around 2 weeks of fall camp before practices ramp up and the season begins on September 5th in Athens. Also, the Panthers win the Hall of Fame game thanks to a game-winning touchdown by Georgia Tech's Haynes King.
I'm a Georgia fan, but I love me some Haynes King, and he was definitely lighting up the field out there tonight. Thanks for that, Hayden. All right, looking at the What to Wear forecast brought to you by Mickey D's. Make sure you have the umbrella before you head out the door. We'll have some more of those summer thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. Now look at that 7-day just after the break.
Time in 10. Sponsored by Riverside Heating and Air.
For comfort you can count on, call Riverside Heating and Air. Now offering 0 interest for 60 months on new system replacements. Stay comfortable inside with Riverside Heating and Air.
I was headed to work.
Why can't psoriasis just leave me alone? The inflammation inside. This on the outside. The pills and creams haven't done enough for me. I can feel the stares. Hear the whispers. I'm done. So done.
Talk to your dermatologist about your psoriasis symptoms and treatment options. Go to SoDone.com.
Skateland of Augusta is where fun lives year-round. Skate in a clean, family-friendly atmosphere. Enjoy treats from the snack bar or challenge yourself in the arcade, all while our in-house DJ spins your favorite tunes. Skateland is the perfect spot for your child's next birthday party. Book now at skatelandofaugusta.com. And don't forget to check out our calendar for specialty nights, including Christian music night, family night, and adult skate night. So come where the fun is always in season and the weather's never a problem. Skateland of Augusta, 2451 Windsor Spring Road.
News 1226 this morning, weekdays from 4:30 to 7 a.m.
Get to work.
All right, here we go, folks. Remember, we do have the low flood risk again heading into the weekend Saturday, that marginal risk, and still a low-end threat tonight in some spots across the region, and we are still keeping an eye on some thunderstorms at the moment. Most of those are west of the CSRA. They potentially could clip places like Wilkes County as we get towards midnight and a little bit after. Not expecting a lot of that heavy rain to make its way towards the Augusta metro. Early Friday, waking up to some patchy, dense fog, temps in the mid-70s initially, and then we'll warm up to the 90s in the afternoon. But these will be the summer thunderstorms thunderstorms we track again late into the day tomorrow, just riding along that sea breeze, and will continue at least through sunset tomorrow. Now, heading into the weekend, same general setup, dry initially, but later into the afternoon, some storms will be firing up once again. So just want to make sure you are staying weather aware, have a way to receive alerts. That 7-day outlook doesn't change all too much over the next few days. Next week, the big difference is just a little bit more heat and a little bit less on those rain chances. But thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again coming up at 4:30 in the morning.
A drunk driver comes down the road. I didn't even see him, and my car was knocked from my driveway clean across my property. When I was in the hospital, I knew I needed someone to fight for me and help me get answers, and that's why my first call was to George Sink. They got someone out to the house within 2 hours. There was one thing that gave me stability, and it was George Sink Injury Lawyers. They gave me peace when I didn't have any and made me feel at ease.
Are you still